Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with Lady Raider basketball coming your way here this evening from beautiful Raider Gymnasium in Summit, Indiana. We have the 5-4 Cowan Lady Blackhawks, also 2-2 in the MEC Conference on the season, taking on your 7-4 Wapahani Lady Raiders, which comes in a 4-2 in the MEC Conference on the season. So good battle here this evening, and we'll jump right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by Jones Auto Body. Now the Raiders, their last time out on, Tuesday night, I believe it was. We traveled to Frankton. Things unfortunately did not fare too well for us. Had a chance to win the ball game, really, at least, really put ourselves in position to win the ball game. But then about the closing 3 or 4 minutes of that ball game really turned to the other side and kind of went downhill for us. So, really the biggest things here tonight for us that hopefully we worked on yesterday in practice was, number one, taking better care of the basketball. I think we was too free with the basketball there, turned it over quite a few times. And, it was just little things. We weren't getting shots to fall. That was one thing, and we had relatively some pretty good looks, but when things aren't quite falling for you, it makes things a lot more difficult, without question. If you can't get the offense moving and get flow on the offensive end, it's going to be tough to win ball games no matter how great a defense you played, which overall our defense I thought was actually relatively pretty good. It was just, little things here and there. I think we allowed one too many offensive rebounds at times. We still rebound the ball fairly decent as well, but like I said, just couldn't get the ball to go in the hole, and turnovers cost us. It was just little things here and there. So hopefully they are able to correct that and now come back out here for tonight's game against Cowan, in which an MEC conference battle. Both teams obviously looking to get the win here and continue their winning ways in conference play. But for Wapahani's standpoint, just to get on a roll again. You've had you had that big win at Yorktown. I thought for a little while there that was going to be a little bit of a statement win for us. To kind of get us back up and running again, because we had about a 3 or 4 game stretch there where things just didn't go all that well for us. We really weren't playing very well. And we wanted some. We won some ball games. I think we was 2-2 in the 4-game stretch, but just weren't playing the way that we're capable of playing. And even in that Yorktown game, didn't start out very good. But then the second half, we turned it up and was able to get a big win on the road. And then Winchester happened. Then Frankton happened, in which that was a very winnable game for us. Now, understandable, yes, you do have 2 starters out again here tonight with Lexi Humbert and Madison Thompson. But as always, it's the next person up. And these ladies know what they have to do to come out and win a ball game. And hopefully they're able to execute on that here tonight. Like I said, this is a big conference game here this evening. It kind of puts us continue to be a little bit more in the driver's seat. And yes, we're in a position right now where it doesn't look too likely we can win a conference, but still each game is so important. So you never know what can happen. So if you don't go out there and play essentially with a sense of urgency and determination to win, then at that point, what's the use of even playing? So these girls just got to continue working hard, playing together, and like I said, hopefully shots will start to fall for us here this evening, because they definitely did not. Now in the second half, things did go a little bit better, but again, we've got to take the ball inside. We've got to be aggressive, and it's got to be everybody, and being able to find some open buckets underneath and orchestrate the offense together to where it just blends in well with the postgame and on the perimeter game as well. I think there's a few times where we might take too many threes, but that's not my decision. But you want the best look. You want the highest percentage shot. And, whatever's going to help the team be successful is what you got to go for. So, like I said, a big game here tonight. Cowan on the season here, I mean, they've seen some success. 5-4, good for them. It's like I said, it's a big game here for them on the road. So the Raiders have to be prepared, and they've got to be ready to go, because Cowan's not going to just kind of shy away. We've got to take it to them here this evening, put our best foot forward, and get the job done. So we have roughly about a minute left of the pregame warm-ups, as both teams now just came off the floor. So they'll get geared up here with the coaches and all that great stuff to give them the game plan. But nonetheless, this has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by Jones Auto Body. Make sure to stay tuned in with us. We got the national anthem coming up, and then tonight's starting lineups, and followed that with tonight's tip-off again between the 7-4 Wapahani Lady Raiders and the 5-4 Cowan Lady Blackhawks.
And join us in the playing of our national anthem.
All righty, welcome back here, folks, as we take a look here at tonight's starting lineups. First here for the Cowan Blackhawks. Non-starters include number 10, Rianne Brinker, number 22, Josie Bird, number 25, Sophia Smith, number 43, Megan Morgan, and number 42, Gabby Belcher. Now for the starters here, I do want to say that we do have a correction there on number 32. That should not be Megan Morgan. That should be Shelby Crabtree, so I apologize about that. But the starters here, number 2, Lauren Smith, number 5, Emma Johnson, number 23, Kaylee Keir, number 24, Riley Mace, and number 32, Shelby Crabtree. So again, that's the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. So now the non-starters here for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Got number 3, Kendall Thrasher, number 4, Reese Baker, number 11, Madison Thompson, number 12, Layla Lee, number 22, Lexi Hubbard, number 23, Malia York, number 31, Lauren Luce, and number 32, Trinity Brazier. Now for your starters, starting here at one guard, number 2, Lexi Wolf. At one forward, number 24, Alexi Morrow. Starting at another forward, number 25, Cameron Wise. At guard, number 30, Ashley England. And at the other forward, number 33, Jalen Willis. Again, your Raiders are coached by Scott Hudson, assisted by Camry Jolly, Carly Boggs, and Sydney Cook. And then coaching staff here for Cowan, Varsity head coach Mr. Jeff Tharp, assisted by Mike Thomas, as well as Jay Tharp and Nikayla Morris.
Raiders is Scott Hudson, is assisted by Camry Jolly. Officials this evening, Mr. Ralph Carey, Mr. Mike Ward, and Mr. Dave White.
So again, we appreciate you all for joining us here this evening for some Thursday night basketball. Again, this is game 1 of 3 days in a row now for us here on the broadcast. Tomorrow night we'll be back at it at Westdale with the Raider boys basketball team, and then Saturday night at Alexandria again with the Raider boys basketball team. So we hope all of you stay tuned in and join us tomorrow night and Saturday night. As tonight's game will get underway, and the Raiders will start off with the first possession of the evening. Again, still battling a little bit of a cold here, so just kind of, again, bear with me here. Swung on to England here on the left side. Now corner pass to Wise, back up top again tomorrow. Wolf gives away to England. Now back to Morrow again here at the top of the key. Looking for Wolf there on the back cut. Again, not a whole lot of action going inside. We're working the ball around the perimeter, at least in my opinion, maybe a little too much here. Got to find a way to get the ball inside. Now Willis here in the corner. So just kind of switch things up. Wise now to Willis. England will now take the 3 and knock it down from beyond the arc. So the Raiders will get on the board first here this evening after the made 3-point basket by Ashley England. Very nice shot. Swung all the way back up top. Smith on over to Johnson, and that's going to be a takeaway there by Cameron Wise. Lexi Wolf motoring up floor, finagles her way through the defense, and a foul called here on the Blackhawks. It's going to be on number 2, Lauren Smith. So that'll be her first, team's first. And again, Lexi Wolf at the line here, shooting 2. So the first one up and good here for Lexi. And a second 2 up and good as well. So nicely done there from Lexi Wolf, getting their first points of the night, and the Raiders now up by a 5-0 lead. Johnson here on the left side. Swung back over Mace. Inside-outside game. 3-pointer up and good is Lauren Smith from beyond the arc. England post feed there at the high post to Willis. Back outside now, all the way back around the horn. England for 3 again, this time a little short. Morrow tries to get after it, but instead, the poor guy over there holding the camera from the Star Press wore that one, unfortunately. So we hope he's all right. Smith back to Johnson. Into the corner, number 32, Crabtree from beyond the arc again, and this time making it rain from downtown is Crabtree. So Smith with the first 3, Crabtree with a second, and that will put the Blackhawks up by 1 now after a 5-0 deficit to open up tonight's ball game. And a deflected pass. Never want to throw the ball over your head like that. So first turnover here of the night for Wapahani. Johnson back over to Smith. Nearly picked off by Morrow. Now Mace, a corner 3. No good. Cameron Wise corrals the rebound. First rebound of the night here for Wapahani. Wolf, little shot fake, and now a reach-in foul. Be called here on number 5. Emma Johnson, her first, team's second. So England in charge of things again, swung on the Wolf. Morrow was looking to find Willis down low, nothing there. Now Willis here in the corner. Back to Wolf, open three, shots up, and off the back iron, no good. As the Blackhawks in some transition here into the corner, Smith with an open three, and knocks down the trifecta. So after a 5-0 run to open up tonight's ball game, Cowan has answered right back with a 9-0 run. Wise takes it inside, shots up, no good. Rebounded there by Crabtree. Johnson skip pass back on over here to Smith. Johnson from beyond the arc. No good that time, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds off of Cowan. So it'll be Raider basketball here with 3:45 remaining here in the first quarter. Wise swung to Wolf. Back up top here. Again, I'd like to see us attack the basket a little bit more here. We've seen it a couple times, once there by Wolf and then now there by Lexi Morrow, but off the mark right there as number 2, Lauren Smith, will come up with the board. Crabtree driving baseline. Nice close off, but unfortunately committed a foul down low. Here on number 33, Jalen Willis. That'll be her first, team's first. Crabtree to inbound for the Blackhawks all the way outside here. May swung on to Smith. Post feed inside, back out. Mace to Crabtree for 2. Stepped inside the three-point arc right there as that was rebounded by Wolf, taking it coast to coast. Unable to get the 2-point bucket to go, and it's going to be out of bounds, and possession will stay with the Raiders. And deflected pass. England will come back up with it. A 9-5 your score as we near the 2.5-minute mark left to play here in the opening quarter. Wise dumps it into some traffic down low. Trying to find Willis, but double teamed. End up turning into a turnover for Wapahani. Now their second of the evening. Nice deflection. Willis deflect the pass out of bounds, causing some disruption. So Cowan retains possession. 2:25 to play here in the first. Inbounded now. Keir takes it now with a handoff again here to Crabtree. Back out to Johnson. And they'll reset the offense here. Another deflected pass outside, and that's well off the mark there by Crabtree as Morrow will come up with a rebound, her first of the night. England pushes it up court, finds Morrow. Now got to have a little bit of movement here. Morrow will hand it back off again here to England as the Raiders will set something up, trying to get on the board. They got their first 5 points after about a minute and a half or so into the ball game, and since then, unfortunately, have kind of went a little stagnant here on the offensive end. Mace on the Crabtree. Post feed now to the corner. Mace from beyond the arc, no good. An offensive rebound. I believe that was Crabtree that got a hold of that. Now back outside, and once again the Blackhawks looking to execute on some second chance opportunities. Keir, no good, gets her own rebound again, and then he's fouled. So you have 4 girls, or 3 or 4 girls down there. Somebody's got to get the block out. There's no reason that if there's three of you and one of them, there's no way they should be getting that rebound. So the foul there on Willis is her second, team second. And the first free throw will be up and got the friendly roll to go. So again, Keir with her first point of the night. Second one up and no good. Rebounded by Willis. Good job right there, not giving him any more opportunities here. England now on the Wise. Back outside, Wolf. On to Wise. There's not much going on here, folks. To be quite honest with you, again, just working the ball around the perimeter, nothing there. So again, if something ain't working, you got to do something different. Wolf. Nice little shot fake there. Off the mark that time, and Wolf will get her own rebound and then turn it right over. And it's going to be out of bounds, so 1 second remaining for the Cowan basketball. Again, up by 5. Still enough time to get a shot off here, so defensively can't allow an open look, and the shot's going to be up and no good, thankfully. She got a good look, but Blackhawks lead your Raiders after 1 quarter, 10-5 lead. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back here with the start of the second quarter live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us here for some Thursday night Lady Raider basketball. Again, not quite the way we was hoping to get things started. Well, actually, we got started on the right foot, but since then, not so much. Now a 12-0 run here by Cowan, as we'll have a double dribble called here on the Raiders. Now gives them 4 turnovers here on the night. And again, a lot of times, we don't necessarily see a whole lot of movement. Then when there is movement, there's too much along the perimeter. We need to do other different things. Attacking the basket would be a nice change of things, just to do something different, to keep the defense a little bit off balance to where you're not telegraphing everything exactly what you're going to do every time. So that's something these girls are going to have to do a little bit better job of. And again, I'm not sure if that's by design play or whatever the case might be. It's not for me to, I guess, say one way or the other from that standpoint. But, from a objective standpoint, you just are aiming to score every possession and get as close to the basket as possible. And right now, unfortunately, we're just not able to get anything going here on the offensive end. But hopefully that'll change. Eventually, I'm sure it will. Law of average will come back down for us, but just be patient. Play hard, play aggressive, and be patient. So Wolf corrals her 3rd rebound here of the night. Outside here, Baker, three-pointer up and knocks it down. A thing of beauty right there. Reese Baker from downtown. And you know really how that all started right there? Cameron Wise took the ball inside. It drew the defense in. Got a wide-open Reese Baker outside. She knocked down the shot. When you do something different, good things can happen. Doesn't mean it always will happen, but at least, you know, you're doing something different to give something else, you know, some other kind of look that the defense might not have seen so far. Outside now, Johnson looking to drive baseline, kicks it down low, and we're going to have a foul called on Wapahani. It's going to be on number 12. Layla Lee, her first, team's third. All defended there. Now Mace gets it deflected away from her there by Wise. And back in will come Ashley England here for, I believe it's going to be Lexi Wolf now. So Lexi getting a little breather here. 2 points and 3 rebounds so far here for Lexi Wolf on the night. Shot by 32 Crabtree off the mark there. Morrow corrals the rebound. Her second now of the evening. Wise will find England. Yeah, Layla Lee wide open there in the corner now. Baker shots up and drains another one from beyond the three-point line. And Baker 2 for 2 since she just came in to open up this second quarter. Well, she had a pretty nice junior varsity game. Played a few minutes there in that one. I think finished up with right around 10 or 12 points. Blocked by Wise, and here comes Layla Lee leading the charge the other way. Down court, Wise underneath the basket, gets it blocked. Now to Morrow for 2. No good on that one. So a foul here on the Raiders. Looks to be on number 25, Cameron Wise, her first. Team's fourth. So still a 12-11 lead here for Cowan, but yet at least the Raiders are starting to generate some sort of identity on the offensive end here. Back-to-back threes by Baker, leading the team so far this evening with 6 points. A near turnover there, got the deflected pass. Crabtree nearly threw that one away. Smith grabs a hold of it. Guarded by Baker. Now Mace in the corner. And another foul called here on Wise. So Wise will pick up her second, team's fifth. So we'll see Wolf back in the lineup here for Wise. Might not see her the rest of this quarter, unless if it's in maybe the closing seconds or something along those lines. We really can't afford to have these girls getting too much foul trouble there as Keir gets a little left-handed hook shot to go. So 3 points now for her on the night, and back to a 3-point lead here for the Lady Blackhawks. England back to Baker. Shots up, and man, is she money. I mean, she has single-handedly got the Raiders right back into this thing with 3 threes here in a matter of just about 4 minutes. Some excellent work there by Baker. Shots off the mark there. Morrow corrals another rebound. Gives her now 3 on the night. Wolf to England, on over to Baker. Nice shot fake, but unfortunately shuffled the old feet. 5 turnovers now for Wapahani. Jalen Willis now back into the fold here as she'll return to action for Lexi Morrow. So again, what was a 12-5 Cowan lead, now tied up here after a little 7-2 run here by a 9-2 run. As we'll have a shot on the foul on the shot rather. Here on number 30, Ashley England, her first, team's sixth. So it'll be number 5, Emma Johnson at the line, shooting 2. So the first one for Johnson will be up and no good. So the second of 2 from Johnson will be up and no good. Layla Lee corralling the rebound there. I'll tell you what, it was so silent in here you could hear a pin drop, literally, I kid you not. Off the mark there for Wolf, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Blackhawks. So we'll see Layla Lee inbound here for the Raiders. You're going to have Lee, Willis, Wolf, England, and Baker in here for Wapahani. Wolf from beyond the arc, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds there off of the Raiders. So good look. Just unfortunately not the result you was looking for. So again, this game tied at 14. Now under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Looking for Smith there on the screen right through the middle there, and instead Cowan will get called for a travel. Only their second turnover here of the night. The Raiders with 5. England cutting down low, finds an open Willis for 2. That was a very well-designed play right there. Execution, the whole bit. Nice pass there from England to Willis. Willis now with 2 points and a rebound here on the night. No good there. Wolf corralling her 4th rebound. And the Raiders off and running again here. Got a little bit of momentum going in their way again. They've slowly but surely started to find their offensive identity here. But right there turns it over out of bounds off of Wapahani. We'll see Lexi Morrow back in here for Layla Lee. Just about 2 minutes to play. So Smith will walk it down 4 here for the Blackhawks. Down by 2 now after, again, what is a 11-2 run here for Wapahani. Very nice stretch here in the second quarter. Into the corner, Mays back up top now to Smith. Nice defense right there, and Wolf nearly came up with a steal. Smith for 3 and knocks it down. So 3rd 3 of the night here for Lauren Smith. Without question, a couple nice little shooters on this team. Baker to Wolf, or pardon me, to Morrow. Backs down a defender, back outside. Baker with another 3. Lighting that net up. Baker now with her 4th 3 of the night. And she has the magical touch now with 12 points. Now back to a 2-point lead here for Wapahani. Mace for a corner 3 off the mark. And it's going to be out of bounds off of Wapahani. Crabtree to inbound all the way out here to Mace. Now to Johnson. Smith open here on the right side. Back over. Johnson will find Crabtree. Back out now to the corner. Keir for 2. Off the mark there. Morrow corralling another rebound. Gives her 4 on the night. And if I was Wapahani right here, I'd just hold for the last shot. You played much better here in the second quarter. You want to end it on the right note. Baker to England. Wolf now to Morrow, three-pointer up, and knocks it down from downtown. Lexi Morrow with her first three of the night, and that will be all she wrote here in the first half, folks. That is getting it done right there. A much better second quarter here for the Raiders as they put up a 17 spot on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. So we'll step aside here for a break. We got more on your halftime report coming up live here on the WHS Network. All right, welcome back here, folks, with our halftime report live here on the WHS Network. Again, with the Raiders on top of the Blackhawks here at the half. 22-17 is your score here with our Karen J. Wolf DDS PC game break at the half. Again, a much better second quarter there for Wapahani. First quarter, we started off the game in a great way. Within the first minute and a half or so, we put 5 points up on the board. We was up 5-0. Then things went sour rather quickly from there. Ended up going on a 12-0 run to the Blackhawks to finish out the first quarter and into part of the second. But then the Raiders went on a real nice run of their own. I believe it was 11-2 run or so, something around that scoring range. But then overall, in the entire second quarter right there, the Raiders outscored them. 17-5. 17-5. I mean, that is big time. Because not only did we get defensive stops, but then our offense, we started to find our identity here on the offensive end. We was working the ball around instead of, driving it around the perimeter the whole time. Started taking it inside. Started seeing more aggressiveness, and it opened a lot more things up. Again, I'm not any kind of guru or anything of that sort, but. We started doing some, much better things once we started taking the ball inside. And, so I don't know, it might be the recipe for success here. Again, just a thought. But here in this second quarter, things were a lot better. And, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. It's working for us. So you don't want to stop doing what you're doing correctly. It's some of the bad things that you don't want to do. And, I think we took much better care of the basketball there in the second quarter as well. Ended up finishing the first half with 6 turnovers. So not too bad there. Again, most of those were in the first quarter. So did a much better job there in the second. And like I said, it correlated then with much better shooting and shots falling for us there in the second quarter there as well to lead it here by 5 here at the half. Now, a couple more things I really want to take a look at here as well for Wapahani. Again, defensively, second quarter, you only allow 5 second quarter points. That's huge. Why is that happening? We're getting more deflections, number one. And number two, we're getting the hand in the face. So we're creating more disruption on the defensive end to where it's making them a little bit more uncomfortable and not just having a wide open shot to look at. Now still, there's been maybe a couple shots here or there to where they've been wide open. It's just part of the game, but the amount of times you can limit them to where it's like a one and done shot or whatever the case might be. I think our rebounding has done a much better job, again corresponding there with the much better defense there in the second quarter, and it's given us a nice little 5-point lead here at the half. So just keep doing what we're doing correctly. Hopefully we'll ride it to a victory here tonight. Also, a couple other things. As I mentioned at the front part of the broadcast here this evening, we will be back at it again tomorrow night and Saturday night. So 3 games and 3, well, actually, essentially 5 games and 3 nights, because we will be doing the junior varsity broadcast as well. But tomorrow night we're at Westell, back with Raider boys basketball. Last played on Saturday. Had a Friday-Saturday night deal there. Back at it again this week, Friday night, Saturday night at Westell tomorrow night. I'm not sure if we'll be live or not. We might be. I know in recent times when we went over there, I think we went over there for volleyball, potentially. I think we went over there for girls basketball earlier there in November as well. So I'm not sure if we will be live for that or not. We'll give you the rundown as soon as we know more information tomorrow night once we get there. But again, that is tomorrow evening. Then Saturday night we are at Alexandria. That is another very big game. Alexandria having a strong start here to their season. Just got a real nice group of guys there. They played some tough opponents, and that's going to be a big game tomorrow night because that's a team that we could potentially see in sectionals. They're now in our sectional starting this year, and so that's going to be a big game coming up on Saturday night on the road. And then don't forget also, folks, next Saturday after Christmas, it's on December 28th. We'll be down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse for 2 games that night. We got the Raider boys basketball team playing around 7:30. And then the girls varsity team will be playing right after that, probably around 8:45, 9 o'clock. Now the boys, again, will be taking on the Frankton Eagles, and the girls team will be taking on Muncie Central. So make sure, get your tickets now. I believe that you can still get them out here at the high school for $13, or pardon me, for $10, or you can get them at Bankers Life Fieldhouse for $13. Depending upon whatever you want to do, whatever's easiest. But again, Wapahani selling them out here at the high school, at least still to my knowledge, for $10 for that evening. Covers the entire time you'll be down there. Again, Wapahani boys team will be taking on Frankton around 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then the girls team to follow that, taking on Muncie Central. So come on down, join us. Again, we'll be broadcasting both of those games down there from Bankers Life Fieldhouse, again, home of the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever. So, folks, 22-17, your halftime score. Scoring breakdown just to end things here. The Raiders were led here in the first half by Reese Baker, 12 points, no rebounds. Followed here by Lexi Morrow, 3 points, 4 rebounds. Ashley England, 3 points, no rebounds. Lexi Wolf, 2 points, 4 rebounds. And then Jalen Willis with 2 points and 1 rebound for a grand total of 22 first half points. So we have roughly a minute left now until the start of the third quarter. Again, thanks for staying tuned in with us. This has been our Kara J. Wolf DDS PC game break at the half. 22-17. We'll be back with more right after this break.
need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here as we open up this third quarter of play with your Raiders on top, 22-17. Again, we'll come back out here with Lexi Wolf, Ashley England, also Reese Baker, Cameron Wise, and Lexi Morrow, again, to open up this second half. England takes it inside, dumps it to Morrow. You had a wide open Lexi Wolf there in the corner. A little surprised that she passed the ball in traffic when she had an outlet pass there on the side. But hey, nonetheless, it is what it is. Now, first turnover here in the second half gives us now 7 for the ball game. Smith swung on to Johnson. Back over to Smith. Down to the corner, back to Johnson again, and back where it all started. Well, inside-outside game, Mace for 2, no good. Morrow with the rebound. Gives her 5 now on the night. Baker to England. Wise dumping it down low, and the shot will be up and good. The old hook shot there from Lexi Morrow. So 5 points here so far. I don't know if I mentioned this during their halftime report, but I also want to say Cameron Wise had 2 first half rebounds, still no points yet. But I'm pretty sure that I forgot to mention her, so I wanted to make sure and get that on the air here this evening. Again, 24-17 timeout taken here by the Blackhawks. We'll be back right after this break. Alrighty, welcome back, folks. Again, out of the timeout here, and a quick turnover here for Cowan. And the Raiders will now lose it out of bounds here as well. So as we'll turn it right back over to them. Now 2 turnovers here in the second half for the Raiders. Johnson now to Crabtree. Swung to Smith. Smith back to Johnson. Crabtree again looking to drive baseline. And now we have a foul on the play. Looks like it's going to be on Wise. And indeed it will be. So Cameron will pick up now her third. Team's first of the half. 24-17, inbounded all the way out here to Mace, and now Johnson taking her eye off the basketball and loses it out of bounds. Now for turnover number 4 overall. Baker back here to Ashley England. Taking it. She'll find Wolf. Back to Baker. Here's Wise now on the left side. Baker now back up top. On to Wolf. Nice take, nice finish. Lexi Wolf strikes for 2. Now 4 points on the night here for her, and the Raiders out again to their largest lead of the evening, 9 points now. Johnson nearly traveled there, but either way, Crabtree lost it out of bounds. So already 3 turnovers here within the first 3 minutes in the second half. The Blackhawks only had 2 in the first half. England takes it right there on the left side. We're going to have a shot or a foul on the shot. Done that for the second time now, for heaven's sakes. I'll get it right one of these days, folks. So the foul here on number 23, Kaylee Keir. That's her first, team's first of the half. So again, England at the line shooting 2. And the first one's up and good. So England now 4 points. We'll see Layla Lee back in here for the Raiders. And now number 10, Rhiann Brinker for the Blackhawks. The second one up and good as well. Nicely done there for Ashley. Now 5 points on the night here for her. The Raiders right now 4-4 from the charity stripe. Now with an 11-point lead, Johnson swung on over now to Sophia Smith. She just came in a moment ago there as well. Crabtree back up top. Johnson steps inside and will be fouled on the play. Looked like a good strip away by the Raiders. But it's going to be here on number 30, Ashley England. That's going to be her second, team's second of the half. Nice defense, keeping it up, keeping her hands straight up in the air was Morrow. We have a loose ball. And no call being made, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession favors Wapahani. Tell you what, it just amazes me how quiet it is to come out to a basketball game. I mean, and the only reason I'm saying that is literally because it's so quiet here at the ball game. If I talk much louder, someone outside might hear me. Wolf here from beyond the arc, no good that time, and rebounded by Crabtree. Johnson pushed it up for here for the Blackhawks. Now to Brinker, back to Johnson. And that's going to be out of bounds here off the Blackhawks. So 5 second half turnovers for Cowan already. Raiders continue their solid defensive play. And Morrow trapped along the baseline there will cause head coach Scott Hudson to take a timeout here for the Raiders. 28-17, Wapahani leads it here with under 4 minutes to play here in the third. We'll step aside for a break and we'll be back here with more. Don't go anywhere here on the WHS Network. All righty, folks, back out of the timeout. 28-17, Baker. What? Baker again strikes for another 3. 5 of them now on the night. And now a traveling violation called on the Blackhawks, so the woes continue here in the second half for them. Gives them now 6 turnovers, 8 overall for the ball game. Again, Baker with 15 points, looking for 18. Yes! Holy cow, 6 for 6 now for Reese Baker. Johnson splits the middle and unable to get the runner to go. Got a loose ball back outside here. Baker will come up with it. So England will now get it over half court. Wolf, three-pointer up, no good. Rebounded by Sophia Smith, and we're going to have a race down court there. Brinker will get called for the travel. And now back in will come Jalen Willis and Cameron Wise here for the Raiders. Get up now by 17. What a run we've been on here. A 29-5 run. So Baker been trying to push it up court, and we're out of a foul here on number 32, Shelby Crabtree.
Count foul number 32, Shelby Crabtree.
That's her first team second. I'm pretty sure everyone might have heard what I just said there, but didn't need a PA announcer for that one. And now we'll have another reach-in foul. And this one's going to be on Emma Johnson, her second, team's third.
Count foul number 5, Emma Johnson, first, second, team's third.
And that's going to be thrown over the head there, Willis. I think that was just a case of trying to do a little too much. Just get the ball inbounded. I understand you're up by 17, but that don't make a difference. We're still trying to run, something here to where we can get some points. So we'll have a couple substitutions now. Lauren Smith and Riley Mace back in here for Cowan. Mace up top here to Smith, now on to Sophia Smith. Nice showing of hands there from Lee in England right there. Now inside, back out, Mace to Smith in the corner. And that's going to be another turnover. Now 8 in the second half. Down court to Lee, post feed inside, and Willis will lose that one out of bounds. So 9 turnovers here on the night for Wapahani. Again, 10 here for Cowan. Three-pointer up and no good there for Smith. Rebounded by Layla Lee. Gives her now 2 rebounds on the night. And England with the open layup. So England now with 7 points. The timeout taken. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout taken here by Cowan. So second charge timeout here of the evening, 36-17. We'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, this will be our Kara J. Wolf DDS PC game break. Again, I'd like to thank her for her sponsorship of us here on the WHS Network. Kara J. Wolf DDS PC, located at 3915 Wheeling Avenue in Muncie, Indiana. Make your appointment now to receive great care and leave with a pristine, beautiful smile. You can contact them at 765-288-1560. Their hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. So again, a special thanks to Kara J. Wolf, DDS PC. Also a special thanks to Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin, located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So back to basketball here with the Raiders up 36-17 with a minute and a half remaining here in the third. Again, the defensive effort has been superb here tonight for Wapahani, at least through nearly 3 quarters of basketball. And, you've seen that effort again against Franklin. We've seen that quite a bit here this season. There's been, times where, we've had some lapses on both ends of the floor, but our defense, for the most part here, has been pretty solid a good portion of the year. It's the offense sometimes, we can get it going pretty quickly, but it's sometimes getting there, and I just noticed that clock did not start again, for heaven's sakes. Apologize about that, folks. Not sure why it didn't start, but nonetheless, I'll accept responsibility there on that one. So we'll have a foul here on number 12, Layla Lee, her second, team's third. So again, we're right on the clock now, 53 seconds. Inbound and now back out. Crabtree for 3, no good that time. Corralled there by Wise, her third now of the night. Hand off there to Lee now to Wise. Look at the 3-woman weave and then a dump down. A great find there by Wise and a great finish by Jalen Willis. Now 4 points on the night here for Jalen. And that's going to be another turnover. England looking to go some coast-to-coast action and instead going to be fouled here on the play. So the foul's on number 2, Lauren Smith, her second, team's fourth. As number 42, Gabby Belcher, now come in here for the first time tonight. Baker down low to Lee, back outside. Wise for 3, no good there. And Mace comes up with the basketball, pushing up floor quickly here. Smith loses the handle now to Crabtree. Smith outside now. Sophia Smith in the corner for a 3. Off the mark there. Wise with a rebound, and that is it here for the third quarter. The Raiders keep on keeping on now. 38-17. Cowan didn't even score anything there in that third period. So we'll step aside here for a break. And we'll be back here with your fourth quarter live on the WHS Network. Welcome back, folks. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. 38-17 Wapahani to open up this fourth quarter of play. Again, the Raiders held the Blackhawks scoreless there in the third quarter. Has now only managed to score 5 points in the last 2 quarters, as Cowan will have another turnover here, another traveling violation. Now 10 turnovers here in the second half, 12 for the ball game. England doing a little too much right there, trying to find Morrow underneath, but ends up being now the 4th turnover here in the second half, 10 now for the game. Johnson to Crabtree, a little shot fake, takes it inside, now dumped down low, as we'll have a reach-in foul, and this looks to be on Wise. And it will be, so now she'll pick up number 4, team's 4th of the half. Crabtree to inbound. Trying to find Keir, nearly turned it over, out to Johnson now. Active hands. The Raiders have showed it all game long here. Getting a hand in on everything, and we're going to have a foul on Wise, and that's going to be to the end of the road there for Cameron. So Wise will pick up her fifth, team's fifth. And so Wise will clock out here, so to speak, with 4 rebounds. Solid defense here tonight, 4. Also to go along with 4 rebounds, good night overall. And we'll have a timeout taken. Wapahani will take the timeout. And we'll take the timeout here with them. Again, 38-17, 7:14 remaining. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this timeout.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All right, folks, let's get it started as we get things back here in this fourth quarter with 7:14 remaining. Again, it will be Cowan basketball coming out of the timeout. Again, with the Raiders on top here by 21. We'll have Shelby Crabtree to inbound for the Blackhawks. Inbounded outside here to Mace, now swung on to Johnson, back to Mace. Smith now going into attack mode. She'll find Johnson again, back into the corner now. Crabtree unable to find anything. Defense continuing to work and really forcing Cowan to not get any kind of offensive flow going. Rebound there for Ashley England, gives her her first on the night. So the Raiders will pull it out there. Morrow there with a screen on to Baker. And we'll have a reach in on Emma Johnson. So that'll be her third, team's fifth. So we'll see number 10, Rhiann Brinker, back in for Cowan. So return to action for Riley Mace. Inbounded, Baker goes up for 2 and gets it blocked. So that's the only shot attempt of the night that she has not hit. Before that, she was 6 for 6 from beyond the arc. That might have been the reason why. They just need to step back there a little bit and go from beyond the arc again. Wolf with a rebound there, now gives her 5 to go along with 4 points. England finds Baker, 3-pointer up, and off the mark. So, well, didn't work out that time, but that was a heck of a good run at things. Some pretty good shooting there from Baker. Now Crabtree will get it stuffed there from Layla Lee. And now we'll have another timeout taken by the Blackhawks. So we'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, as I mentioned already a couple times here this evening, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night as we travel with the Raider boys basketball team to Westdale to take on the Warriors. It'll be a JV start time, 6 o'clock, varsity game to follow again. We'll have our Raiders live pregame on right around 5:50, 5:55, somewhere around in that area. Now, I will say I'm not sure if we'll be live or not. We'll find out more information once we get there tomorrow evening, and then we'll relay that information to all you fine folks on our Twitter and Facebook pages to keep you updated. And then Saturday night, back at it again with more Raider boys basketball as we travel to Alexandria, and what will be then another big game, back-to-back nights. So that will be, again, JV start 6 o'clock, varsity to follow. And looking forward to two very big games to finish out the weekend here for the Raider boys basketball team. Again, a big week next week as well with Christmas, and heading down to Bankers Life Fieldhouse for a couple games there as well. So following the timeout here, again, 38-17, the Raiders on top. Inbounded outside here to Johnson as the Blackhawks look to go back to work. Again, still held scoreless. I'm not sure actually really the last time they scored. It was sometime obviously in the second quarter, but to actually pinpoint when it was, I couldn't do that. As we'll have a foul here on number 24, Lexi Morrow. That'll be her first, team's sixth. But the Raiders have just played that solid a defense, and, well, I guess I should have never said anything. Broadcasting jinx, unfortunately, there didn't work out too good for us. So the basket will be good. The foul here on Morrow, so she picks up two quick fouls in a matter of about 2 seconds. So Johnson at the line for one more. And it's going to be up and good. So Mace back in for the Blackhawks. 38-20 with 5:35 remaining. So England will bring the ball up forward. The Raiders up by 18. Nice screen from Morrow. Baker takes it, finds Morrow there from the free throw line, and inside Morrow goes, unable to get that friendly roll to go. Still not a bad shot right there. You like the aggressiveness. Good ball handling there from Baker. Smith for three, knocks it down. So we've seen a lot of that there in the first quarter. Smith now with 12 points. She had the first 9 in the first quarter. Since then has been stone cold. Lee will hand off there to England down low. Morrow will shot up and no good off the glass. Skip pass on the Brinker in the corner, off the mark that time. Loose ball as Cowan will come up with it. Smith will now be fouled before the shot. So the foul here on Raiders number 4, Reese Baker. That'll be her first, team's 8th. Again here, Cowan. And the bonus here is we'll see Jalen Willis returning to action here for Layla Lee. So the first one will be up and good. Second free throw up and good as well. So now Emma Johnson back in. And what was a 21-point lead now dwindled down to 13 after an 8-0 run by Cowan. And for heaven's sakes, we're going to have another timeout. Seen a lot of those here now within the past about 2.5 minutes or so. So the timeout taken here by Wapahani will be their third charge timeout of the night. 38-25, 4:22 remaining in regulation. We'll be back following the timeout. Welcome back out of the timeout here, folks. 38-25, Raiders on top. An inbound pass there now to Morrow. So the Raiders going to face a little bit more pressure now that Cowan started getting a little bit of confidence and momentum going back in their direction. But now a foul here on Mace will be her first, team's sixth. So one more, and the Raiders will be in the bonus. And then at the line. Inbounded there, England here on the left wing. Dribbles there to find Morrow. Was trying to look for Willis. They're on the curl. Now back there to Wolf, to England. Out of bounds off of Cowan. Inbounded Baker with a layup and got it to go. Nice inbound pass. That was actually good. We ran that play earlier and ended up throwing it out of bounds. But that was a lot better. Had some more room to get the ball in there as well. And there wasn't anybody there on the backside to potentially knock the ball away or even to steal the ball away for that matter. So Baker now 20 points. Johnson back to the corner of Crabtree, down low. Keir will be fouled on the play. Looked like both of them, Willis and Morrow, had both their hands straight up in the air. It looked like it was leaning on him, but again, that's just from our angle. He's a lot closer than what we are. So Willis will get her third foul, team's ninth. And the first one will be out and no good there for Keir, as number 2, Lauren Smith, returns to action here for the Lady Blackhawks with 3.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, 40-25 Wapahani. The second of 2 will be up and good that time. So Willis bringing it along the sideline. Now to Morrow. Going to spread the floor here a little bit, open things up. See what your options are outside. Morrow, top the key, 3, no good. Johnson on the Smith, back to her. Good job there getting a hand in the face. No good by Smith. Wolf with the rebound. Gives her now 6 on the night. Nice screen, Willis there. England takes it inside and kisses it off the glass for 2. So England now with 9. And the Raiders up again now by 16. Back up top to Johnson. Smith, 3-pointer up, and no good. Looked good, but no good. As Morrow comes down with her 6th board on the night. And Lexi Wolf looking to create some space and gets a room rebound and puts it back in. So she actually had a wide open shot, missed that one, and then hit a contested one. So worked out pretty good there for us. The Raiders now to an 18-point lead. Under 2 to play. Johnson, shot fake, takes it inside, and she's going to be fouled on the play. So the foul here on Willis. We waited impatiently there to see what the call was. So Willis will pick up her 4th, team's 10th. So now Cowan, regardless, I mean, yes, double bonus now, but it was on the shot anyway, so she was going to get 2 shots. And the first one's going to be up and good for Emma Johnson, as Layla Lee will return to action here for Willis. So some good work here tonight there for Jalen. 4 points. I believe only 1 rebound. I don't think I missed any. If I did, I apologize. And the second one off the mark, no good. Dish to Brinker. She'll find Mace. Now into the corner. Mace finds Johnson. Three-pointer up. No good. Baker with a rebound. Her first of the night. Down court now to Wolf. And might as well just pull it back out here and run off the rest of the clock. So much better game here tonight for us. Again, didn't quite start the best. So we'll have a foul here on number 24, Riley Mace. It'll be her second, team seventh, so the Raiders now in the bonus. As we'll see, number 31, Lauren Luce now in the ball game for Lexi Morrow. Good night here for Lexi. Finished up there 5.6 rebounds. So first free throw here by Wolf will be up and no good. Rolled right off the side of the rim. So the Raiders now 4 of 5 from the free throw line on the night. Not much you can do there if you're Lexi. Takeaway by Baker comes up with the steal. Baker had a chance here, taking inside, just draws it back out. And I'll have a touch foul here on Johnson. A little too aggressive on the defensive end. So she'll pick up her fourth, team's eighth. And now Baker will head to the line for the 1-and-1 as we'll see Malia York and Trinity Brozier now in the ball game, seeing their first action of the night. And the free throw will be up and good there for the first one for Baker. Tell you what a night she's had. 21 points. Might as well make it 22. Unable to do so there. Wishful thinking. Still a good night over there overall. 21 points. And, we're going to have a timeout. Okay. It's a timeout here by the Blackhawks. 45-27. We'll stick right here with you during the timeout. Again, make sure stay tuned in. We have our Raiders Live post-game report coming up following the conclusion of tonight's ball game. And then also give you some information about next week's games at Bankers Live Fieldhouse. I talked about it during our halftime report, but just wanted to get the information out there to you. And then also later on, probably next week sometime, we'll be talking about the holiday tournament held out here at Wapahani High School. They, I think, hold that on January the 3rd. So just something to look forward to. Again, 19 seconds to play. Crabtree now over to Johnson. Trapped there by Baker and Luce. Johnson in the corner. Nice front there by Lee, and now a foul will be called. So the foul here on Lee, her third. And now we'll have Johnson at the line, shooting two. So the first one up, finds the bottom of the net. And the second one by Johnson off the front iron, no good. And we're going to have a jump ball with literally hardly any time on the clock. Well, interesting way to end things there, but nonetheless, the Raiders come up with a big victory here tonight. Definitely much needed after a couple of devastating losses, but some home cooking there as the Raiders took care of business here against the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. 45-28 is your final score here this evening. We'll step aside here for a quick break, and we'll be back here with our Raiders Live post-game report live on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Again with our Raiders Live post-game report. 45-28 final score here this evening as your Wapahani Lady Raiders take care of business against the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. Again, now Wapahani improves to 8-4 on the season, and Cowan now falls to 5-5, and now more importantly, overall in conference play, the Raiders now with a 5-2 record, while Cowan falls to 2-3 in the MEC conference. So big win here tonight for Wapahani again. Just kind of, with the overall rundown here, if you guys just now joining us and didn't watch the rest of the broadcast, Raiders started out pretty good. Had a 5-0 lead to open up the ball game, but then just hit a pretty bad rough patch there for us. Was unable to get anything going on the offensive end. No fluidity on the offense, and like I said, just no identity. We just worked the ball around the perimeter, and that was pretty much about it. And then came out there in the second half, the second quarter, while Cowan at the time, I believe, had a 12-5 lead after the first. Went on a 12-0 run. The Raiders got right back into it. I think made it 12-11. Then we ended up tying it up 14-all, and then we hit the ground running from there. I mean, I think we ended up finishing out the first half on somewhere like a 19-5 run or something pretty close to that. So we played much better basketball on the offensive end. Defensively, I thought we had another solid effort on the defensive end tonight. Really worked hard, got after it, got some defensive deflections, created plenty of turnovers here. I believe Cowan, let's see if I can get it here in our stats. Cowan ended up having 15 turnovers here tonight. So did a much better job. They only had 2 in the first half, so came out there in the second half, really did a much better job of just creating disruption and not allowing Cowan's offense to get comfortable whatsoever. And so a great job there. A+ for the defense of the Raiders. Offensively, like I said, got it going and finally found our niche. And some positivity going back in the direction here for the Raiders is, again, they lost 2 in a row at Winchester and at Frankton then on Tuesday night. So it was good for them to answer right back, get the W here tonight, and move on to bigger and better things, which, by the way, the Lady Raider basketball team will not play again. Well, as far as the varsity goes, the varsity team will not play again until December the 28th, again, which will be a week from this Saturday. It's a Saturday evening down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. So please join us. I talked about it a couple different times throughout the evening here. They will be selling, or they are selling tickets out here at Wapahani. I believe they still are. It's in the high school office. So make sure, come on out, get your ticket, get you plenty of tickets if you want. I would assume they're still selling those. So that's $10 here at the high school, or you can get them for $13 down at the ticket office at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. So again, they will be in action December the 28th against the Muncie Central Lady Bearcats, in which Wapahani, taking on Muncie Central. The Bearcats have had a pretty strong season to this point, and so Wapahani, I'm sure, will have a nice test there against the Lady Bearcats coming up on December the 28th. So that will be their next ball game. The junior varsity actually plays on Monday here at home against Muncie Central. That will be an 11 o'clock start time. So all of you that want to come out and watch some Lady Raider basketball, you can do so next Monday at 11 a.m. But folks, we're now joined here by Lady Raider basketball head coach Scott Hudson. Scott, big win here tonight for your team.
It was a big win for us. We needed it. Cowan has had some really good wins against Blue River, Alexandria, some very good. So we knew that we felt it was going to be a tough game, and the first half was very tough, and we were able to break away. Our assistant coaches talked to me a little bit, and we talked about going to a 3-2, and I credit my assistant coaches a little bit. I said, I think we need to do that, and it kind of kept it out of the inside for them and covered their wings. I thought Baker got a hot hand for us, and we just kind of we put our foot down when we needed to get enough cushion to hold on.
Well, and then that first half, speaking of which, you guys started out real well, scored the first 5 points in the ball game. Cowan came right back, went on a 12-0 run, kind of looked like, it was just going to be an off night, but then you guys got it going there in the second quarter, went on a nice lengthy run, held them scoreless the entire third quarter, most of the second quarter, and even into the fourth. So you guys' defense really came out to play again this evening.
Our defense has been really good the last few games. Offensively, at times, we've had our rough quarters scoring. So, but I thought at the end of the half, when we ran a little set and then Morrow hit that 3, I think it gave us some momentum when you can score at the end of the quarter. But I thought Layla Lee gave us really good minutes off the bench. The 2 girls that played had 3 quarters. They played a little bit in the JV, but we knew we were going to need them. And then I thought the Kier girl for Cowan is a very good player. I thought Jalen and Lexi Morrow did a nice job inside. Ashley England, for being thrown in the fire for a couple games, she's learning. She did a lot of good things, a few little mistakes, but sometimes you get on-the-job training. It's baptism by fire. So,
sure.
So we're really proud of it. Anytime you get a conference win, you can win at home. And this team had won a few games. They were 5-4. They were coming here. They had a little wind in their sails, and I thought our girls did a nice job.
Okay, so now, and I touched about this right before you came up here. You guys get a really neat experience coming up here, December 28th. You guys playing down at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's a doubleheader with boys and girls. The boys are going to be taking on Frankton. You guys are going to be taking on Muncie Central. Big stage. You get the guys. You get to play down there. They're at the home of the Pacers and the Fever. What's your thoughts about that? The excitement and the girls, and what are you telling them to look forward to, and your insight, I guess, on the Bearcats as well to go along with it?
Well, the one thing that I would say is Bankers Life Fieldhouse is one of the greatest basketball venues in the world. It was rated one of the best when it was built, and it still is. And you look at some of the things it hosts. So you get to play in an unbelievable facility, and then the fact that our boys and girls both get to play. We play Muncie Central. And Muncie Central's won some games, but with their basketball tradition of their boys, and then some of the girls teams they've had at different times, it's a great thing for us to go play in a great basketball environment. And if you ever want to win a championship or win in tournament play, you're going to go in an environment that can be a little intimidating. How do you handle that?
Sure.
How do you handle that? Can you stay locked in? Can you execute? And then if you ever get in that moment again, you say, hey, we played at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
Right.
We played where the Pacers played. We played where the Big Ten championship is. So I look at it as a thing that it can really help us, and it can be a great learning experience. And it's something that, as a coach, I can say, I got a coach in Bankers Life. As a player, a player gets to play there. Not very many kids can say that. So I want to thank Coach Luce. Coach Luce helped us where we could get this game, and I think it's great for our girls. He was thinking of our girls program, and it's a really good deal for us.
Well, I know we're looking forward again. I know we was down there last year, but I mean that can never get old. Getting to do that and be down there with you guys, and hopefully you guys will come up with a big win there against Muncie Central. But don't want to keep you too long, but thanks for your time. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
You gentlemen do a great job, and it's just a great thing for our community to be able to have this, and I really appreciate it. And you guys need to be thanked as well, and I wish you guys the best in the holidays.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So right there, folks, head coach Scott Hudson with a big win here tonight for your Wapahani Lady Raiders. Again, 45-28 over the Cowan Lady Blackhawks. Again, the scoring breakdown overall, I'll tell you what, Reese Baker on fire this evening, coming off the bench, had 21 big points there for the Raiders, 21 points, 1 rebound, followed by Ashley England, 9 points, 1 rebound. Lexi Wolf, big game here for her, 6.7 rebounds, very active defensively. And really all these girls, I understand, yes, the points are nice, but defensively, I mean, we were locked in again here tonight and rebounded the ball fairly well, and that was, it was really encouraging to see. So Lexi Wolf again had another nice game. Also here we have Lexi Morrow, 5 points, 6 rebounds, another solid effort there for her. Jalen Willis, 4 points, 1 rebound, and Coach just talked about it. Really solid defense on the inside. I know it was gotten a little frustrating, picked up some fouls throughout the evening there, but a really solid effort on the inside there from Morrow and Willis both. I thought they did a real nice job, and touched on Layla Lee. She had 2 rebounds here tonight. Cameron Wise, 4 rebounds there as well, again for a grand total of 45 points here for your Lady Raiders. So again, make sure stay tuned in tomorrow night. I don't know if we'll be live. I've already talked about that a couple different times. So when we find out more information, once we get to Westdale tomorrow night, then we'll make sure to relay that information to all you fine folks on our Twitter and Facebook pages. So again, back-to-back nights here. We'll have Raider basketball Friday night and Saturday night. Westdale tomorrow night, and at Alexandria again coming up on Saturday. So again, we appreciate all of our sponsors. Couldn't do any of this without them. So we greatly appreciate them. And we appreciate all of you, as usual, for always watching us and always supporting all these student athletes that come out here, work their tails off on the court or out in the field or whatever the case might be, and also in the classroom getting it done as well. So it's great to have you always join us. So until tomorrow night, folks, Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy saying good night from Raider Gymnasium.